oh, 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 oh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Boonaa Mohammed here with another Boonaafide vlog. What do I want to say again? Yeah. Muslims are racist. Yeah, I said it. Obviously, not all of us, but like a lot of us. And you might think, how is that even possible? How can you categorize 1.6 billion people with such a term? I mean, that in and of itself must be racist, right? Yeah, probably like a little bit. And I'm not just talking about like in my neck of the woods, like in North America. Allah has allowed me to travel a lot, and I've seen many different parts of the Muslim world, and like, yeah, we have a problem. Now, you could argue that perhaps a portion of this is due to, post-colonial mindsets. You could also argue that maybe there are some misreadings of classical texts and citing of fabricated narrations or a hadith that state that certain groups are better than other groups. Or you could just argue this comes from straight up plain old ignorance. Either way, 1400 years plus after the death of the Prophet ﷺ, we are still stuck in this dilemma of people being racist. Muslims carrying these certain beliefs and attitudes which are contrary to the message of Rasulullah ﷺ. And today I'm going to break down for you the top 3 ways to know if you harbor some racist beliefs, some racist thoughts, some prejudice understanding. So these are the top 3 ways to find out exactly how racist you really are. Number 1, if you say that there are certain races that you're just not physically attracted to, no matter how you try and spin that or justify that, that's racist. Have you met every single person in that race or that ethnic group to assume that you are not attracted to any of them? Like not even one of them? You might have certain preferences. You could say, I like these types of people more on average, but to say that you're not attracted to one particular group is racist thinking. Number 2, if you believe that a certain race has certain characteristics that make them superior or inferior to everyone else, in the same way you can't say that all black people are good at basketball or all Asian people are good at math, you can't also apply positive characteristics to an entire group, because the belief that some races are superior while some races are inferior is the foundation of racism. Number 3, do you talk about certain races differently when they aren't there? Do you feel comfortable using racial slurs or perpetuating racial stereotypes about other groups when you're in front of people from your own race? Would you still speak that way if a person from that ethnic group was in the room listening? And even if you would, it still doesn't make it right. And maybe sometimes you crack certain ethnic jokes with people from different ethnic groups, and I know I'm guilty of it as well, but that doesn't mean that just because we have colleagues or friends or even family members who might be from a different ethnic group or a different race that we get a pass on being a jerk. Now, as all Muslims know, Islam in no way promotes or condones racist ideology or behaviors to any extent. In fact, the Prophet ﷺ came with a mission to eliminate racism from the face of this earth. In fact, to say that you were created better than someone else is the exact same rhetoric that Iblis used when he compared himself to Adam alayhi salam. Now, this is all fine and dandy. Everyone will agree, yes, brother, racism is bad. We shouldn't discriminate on one another. But you and I all know, where does racism take its nastiest shape the most often is when it comes to marriage. People will say, oh, I cannot marry from that group, or my daughter or my son cannot marry that ethnic group. They are not like us. They are sometimes not as good as us. If you thought someone was better than you, you would have no problem. But the fact that you don't want to marry into this culture or this ethnic group or this race means that inherently you almost think you're better than them. So this is a sickness that we need to educate each other on, and we need to be very weary of its ugly signs so that we can teach one another and teach our children to not embody the same disgusting type of behavior. Because as the Prophet ﷺ said, the one who has even an atom's weight of pride, of arrogance, of kibr inside of their hearts, they will not enter into Jannah. And to think and feel that you are superior to someone else is the epitome of pride and arrogance, and is something we should all be very weary of. Now, if you are offended by this video, then good, you probably should be. But more importantly, go out there, share it, spread it, and learn for your own sake, inshallah. We'll see you on the next Boonaafide vlog. Jazakallah khair for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hold a second.
I said to myself when I saw the house of Allah, I said, Allah, please.
Beautiful because in my own definition,